Hey guys, Rice here, bringing you Game 5 of the show match between White Ra and Assem. Now, I'm a little off because, unfortunately for me, the cast that I did originally, the sound didn't get saved, so that means that I got to do this solo by myself. Well, I was doing them solo before anyway, but I got to redo this one basically after the fact. But hopefully that still works out pretty well for everybody. I am going to have this blocked out by a little image, so you don't have to worry about seeing it. But other than that, that's really about it. Let's get into the match. Of course, this is Game 5. At this point, White Ra is up 4-0 against Assem. Of course, this is a best of 9, and Assem has this game and then another 4 after that in order to try to get himself back into this and win it all. But that would basically require a reverse 5-0. And right now, with White Ra at 4-0, man, it's going to be tough to see if he can actually pull that off. And White Ra going out early with the scout. Of course, Assem has been going random every time. And once again, he gets Terran. And oh my goodness, this is the 4th time he's gotten Terran. And the last 3 times we saw him play Terran, or maybe it was 2 times, I forget. Basically every time he got raped by White Ra's Void Rays. So the question is, 1, is White Ra going to go Void Rays again? And 2, is Assem going to be able to figure out some sort of counter to it if he does do it? And even if he doesn't, is he going to be going for a different build than he did last time? Right now, it looks like he's going to open up with a barracks, which is obviously standard. You can't build anything else without getting a barracks first. And White Ra just coming inside the base right now in order to get that scout. And of course, you can see that it is a really long distance, even though it's a 2-player map. It's a really long distance in order for White Ra's probe to get all the way over to the base of Assem. And I don't actually know if I mentioned this game. I forgot because I'm not doing the live cast. I really got to mention it. This is, of course, the GoSuCoaching.com show match, and the first of its kind, but not the last. It's going to be basically a series of matches that are going to be produced by GoSuCoaching.com, and players are going to be basically one person's going to be invited from North America and one person from Europe. And from there on, whoever wins gets to stay on Jeopardy style. And I'm sure you heard this in the last cast I did, but because I haven't done it, I haven't actually watched these games in a while, I forget, and I'm probably repeating myself. But what are you going to do? So anyway, it looks like at this point... and also it's sponsored by Havad Khan. He's the one putting up the money for the show match. Got to mention that. So thank you very much to Havad Khan for that. So anyway, at this point, we do have a Marine out for Assem. He's going to be able to get that probe out of his base and keep it out indefinitely. Well, at least for a long time anyway. And looks like he's going to start out with some mules, not comsat. He doesn't care so much what he's going quite yet because he knows he's got an SCV in there, so it isn't needed, of course. And that SCV going to scout the cybernetics core, but he's also going to scout that there was a pylon put down before that cybernetics core. A little bit of a thing to note. And second gas is now up and now running. So White Ra going to put in a lot of gas, obviously going for a gas-heavy build. So we can expect that he's probably going to be going Void Rays again. But he's probably also going to wait until he can take out the SCV of Assem. So let's put up the production tab to make sure we don't miss anything going up in the sidelines. Again, to be honest, I actually don't remember what happens in this game. I don't know why, but so at least you get to get a fairly fresh perspective, even though we casted this already. And this is a command center going up for Assem. So Assem, wow, he's got a command center up before. Well, he's only got 2 Marines, so this is a really fast command center. And he's also throwing down another barracks. So this is definitely different from the other builds that he did, because before he was going 1 racks into a factory, getting a tech lab and an armory right away, and pumping out a couple of Thors. And while it seemed really cool, it just didn't work against the Void Ray build that we had been seeing coming from White Ra. And indeed, we are going to see once again, or at least it appears anyway, Void Rays. Of course, with the Stargate here, that's definitely what it looks like it's going to be. But, you know, for once, I think that I feel bad saying it that way, but for once, I believe that Assem is going to be ready for it based off the fact that he's going 3 racks. And he knows that, you know what, it's happened to him so many times. He's got to come up with something different. Thors just are not working. The first game, he could have definitely attributed it to Thors being clumsy. The second game, he could have attributed it to the fact that there were too many Void Rays. The third game, he had to really just go, wow, man, Thors suck against Void Rays. Let's try something else. So that's what he's doing here, as he's getting down in eBay as well. So that's cool. Curious what he's gonna if he's gonna research anything. He's gonna get stim, but it does not appear that he's getting concussive shells quite yet. And look at this, the first void ray is out on the field, and we can see that he doesn't really know what's inside of some space other than he has gotten up this expansion and doing some harassment as well with a stalker at the expansion. So basically drawing his troops away from the main base, gonna try to take down this refinery. Probably going to get it, as you can see. Wow, look how fast that starts going down from that void ray. That's ridiculous damage once it gets to that full power level. And you can see, oh man, weakening up a whole bunch of SCVs and Marines. But Marines going to be able to actually be pretty effective against a void ray, because void ray, obviously, it takes a long time for it to kill a Marine, where then it has to switch to the next one and the next one and the next one. So he's going to need more than one void ray to continue that. He does have 2 now, but it looks like, well, it looked like he was going to back off for a second there, but he's just moving around to the other side of the base, apparently. Now, in the meantime, it looks like Assem has got this base up and running, and I like what he's done here. With that early eBay, he's got some missile turrets. Now, I'm not really sure I like the placement of this missile turret, to be honest. I mean, it's not bad, but I'd rather see it here and or here and or here. I mean, because really, that's where it's going to really keep the void rays from pelting on these refineries and these outer limit supply depots and things like that, where it's also still going to be difficult for Marines to deal with. But at this point, White Ra appears to have 3 Void Rays out on the field and 3 Stalkers. He likes working in 3s. He's heard that that's how the universe works, and clearly he's going to try to represent the number 3 here, as he gets 3 of each unit. And he has a forward pylon going for the proxy. Look at this, though. He's also getting a Twilight Council, wherever that might be. Looks like it's building right over there, so we might be seeing some blink, and oh my goodness, and this is just what we were talking about. I mean, look at the range of the turret is great. It's far enough range with the 8 where it can really hit the void rays from pretty far away, but still they're able to get these depots, and that's going to be hard for them. Marauders moving out, and that's not really where they want to be. Marines moving out, and not where they want to be. Not a real coordinated attack coming from either of these players, as they keep having a couple of micro miscues, as he almost loses a void ray, and Assem loses quite a few Marines in the process as well. But what I can say is it does not appear like this is going to be a successful harass from White Ra, only because he's lost 2 void rays at this point. He's got 4 stalkers, and they'll do some damage to this this mineral field over here, the worker line. But I think with the amount of Marines that we're seeing, he's going to be repelled, and it looks like that is indeed what's going to happen. Oh, 1 stalker getting caught, but I guess he's going to get taken. He's going to get that one saved for now anyway, as he comes back in actually with the 5 stalkers and the void ray. Now the void ray, it's got to recharge his beam completely, and that's going to actually buy him some precious time here. And it looks like Assem almost manages to take it out, and with the amount of damage that he manages to do here, oh, is he going to be oh, he focuses it down and he gets it, and he chases away the 3 other stalkers that look like they're pretty well damaged here, and probably, well, no, he's going to keep up the harass a little bit more even as he continues to lower the health of these. I gotta say, I would have loved to have seen this as a planetary fortress over here for Assem, but what are you going to do? You know, it's not a bad setup the way it is either. And wow, how low was that one? 4 hit points he got away with. In the meantime, look at this, another void ray, and again, we're seeing the lack of perfect turret placement, basically allowing that refinery to go down once again, and he just built it out too far. I mean, he was definitely doing a little bit of a turret push here, but it just didn't work in his favor. And whoa, we got a dark shrine going up for White Ra. Just barely caught that. I'm glad I had that up in the background. If we go check out the army food count, we can see that White Ra is ahead at this point, but not for long. It looks like these barracks are going to catch him up real quick, and White Ra is not really all that ahead at all. Income-wise, Assem is actually ahead. Well, no, they're pretty even. It's bouncing back and forth. But wow, I mean, White Ra is really continuing to make these void rays a little bit of a miscue over there, taking some more damage than he should have from that turret. And that's unfortunate. It's just outside of range of the turret, and he's going to be able to take down more turrets. And that is 2 gases that Assem just cannot get up and running. That's too bad, but he's got the 2 over here, so that's okay. And he's actually got a decent amount of gas anyway. But in the meantime, while White Ra is actually attacking. He's going for an expansion over here. But what's going on? I don't think Assem has seen this. No, he hasn't. It looks like he's just trying to get behind the Void Ray to take it out. And this is going to be genius, actually, because what he'll be able to do, if he can get around right here, he's either going to force it down the line over here, right down this ravine, where he'll get a lot of shots off on it, or it'll go into the turret, and he'll take it out that way. But it looks like either way, White Rock is going to attack him. Trying to run away at this point, runs into the turret, and that is exactly what happens. Oh, that's beautiful. DT out on the field, but that's going to get scanned. Look at the new scan. I hate it. It's sonar. I don't hate it. It's better than the other one, but I still prefer Pixie Dust. And oh, I wonder if Assem happened to get a glimpse of that. A DT running across the scan field. That could be bad for Assem, but I think he might be prepared. And Assem, on the other hand, also getting up a high yield at this point. So we can see that this is the first game where we've gone past the 10-minute mark, as Assem is now able to get a pretty good unit composition. And look, he's even got the shields for the Marines, so he's got a little bit of extra hit points over here. Oh, and the DT doesn't realize, but he runs into a turret, gets taken out really easily, and so that's not going to work out too well for White Ra. I gotta say, I like the turrets that we've been seeing going up for